Hey guys, it's the Artsy Gamer back again for another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees, maybe a little bit of food, and let's do this. Oh, there we go. Just move the mic a little bit higher. And of course, we're going to take a sip of black coffee in the morning. Let's go. Beautiful. In my tears of the people who I beat at jiu-jitsu mug today. Anyway, going on my Spyro codes there. And yes, guys, if you are new here today and you're into retrospectives, complete and boxed experiences, art and graphic design, and of course the odd bit of nostalgic talk, then you are so in the right place here. So definitely consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already. And yes, guys, if you're really enjoying the Artsy Gamer mess and madness, then yeah, pop on your notification bell there, Howled by Tales, to get notified when my next video goes live. Anyway, yesterday we celebrated our 300 sub giveaway. Oh my gosh, and actually we are over 300 subs now. I think we're about to hit 305, so oh my gosh. Again, just a massive thank you to everyone who has been supporting me over on TikTok and YouTube. It's been growing so wonderfully, hasn't it? And I can't believe I've only just started this YouTube channel in August and we're hitting end of December very shortly. And, you know, we're at that 300 milestone already. So yes, as a tradition, every time I do hit a major milestone, I do one of my giveaways, which is one of my art pieces. And yeah, if you are new around here, I love art and design, and my main kind of focus is always gaming characters. I love a good gaming character. Ever since I was younger, I would get real satisfaction of just sitting down and drawing awesome gaming characters, like, for example, Sonic here, Knuckles, Tails, even some like Looney Tunes characters as well. I always got great satisfaction. I remember drawing a Bugs Bunny, a really awesome one, when I was ill home from school one day. So I'll have to try and find that. Maybe I'll probably still got it. But yes, as requested from all of our lovely viewers, people wanted a PS1 Hagrid for the 300th sub giveaway. So yes, I did draw that last week. I hadn't quite coloured it in, but guys, I have got a little bit more time today, more time than I expected. So yes, as tradition then, over on a weekend, we either do a let's draw and a let's colour. So we're going to keep that going, guys. We are going to my words slipping. We are going to do a let's colour today, and we are going to complete our Hagrid ready for the giveaway video, which is going to take place on Saturday 13th of December, where yeah, all your names are going to be popped into one of my hats. I'll give it a bit of a rummage, and then boom, whoever I pull out the hat wins the basic Hagrid here. Now, I think I did mention in my previous video, as it's Christmas time, as it was 300 subs, I am going to do 3 giveaways dotted throughout December. Obviously, this one's going to be Saturday. When I fully complete the full figure Hagrid, then yeah, that'll be further along down the line. And also, I'm hoping to do a really cool retro PlayStation one with some awesome Harry Potter stickers stuck all around the PlayStation. So I think that will look really cool. And of course, once that is complete, I will then go and do a giveaway video. There's no major milestones that need to be hit with those. It's just Christmas, and I just want to be nice and festive and give some gifts away. So yeah, absolutely. But here we go. We are going to get started with our Let's Colour for the Hagrid. Now, guys, because I was very much in two minds with regards to do I do a Let's Colour or not this week, it was dependent on time. I had already cracked on and started to do a lot of the colour. But what I'll do when we hit the art studio, I'll just explain what I have done to get this awesome coloured effect there for his hair. And luckily I have saved the beard. So we're going to do the beard together and also the face. Just a quick one, if you are following along with me, the face is just a peach colour. The reason why I'm just talking about the face at the moment because that is just a block colour that I would just advise going over, just one block of peach, and then I'll explain the rest when we get over there. So yeah, definitely get cracking on with that. But yeah, here we go. Media that we need today. With regards to our pencil colours, yeah, Hagrid is a mixture actually, especially that PS1 Hagrid, and I'll pop a picture up of the character that I'm drawing. A mix of deep burgundies, dark browns, light browns, I don't know, a medium brown, would you say there? I maybe put like a hint of orange in there somewhere. Obviously the peach for his face, but we will go over that face with maybe like a few browns and stuff like that to darken the skin color there because it's not quite that peachy. Maybe a bit of orangey, that's more pink, a pinky red, I was about to say, for some rosy cheeks, and a little bit of yellow. I would like to maybe add a little bit of yellow in these little wiggles and curls that I've put into Hagrid's hair, so I think they could be acting as kind of like highlights for Hagrid's hair there. So yeah, that's the pencil colours that you need. And then of course for our tips, I would advise getting a mixture of thick and thin today. Normally I just kind of mix it up and just go off the cuff. But I would say that we probably would need like a thin yellow, thin red. If you've got a thin brown, maybe as well, a thin brown, probably back over there, and then some thicker ones as well, so a thick brown, a thick orange, and I would say a thick black as well to maybe add some highlights around the eyes and maybe some darker tones there around the nose to really bolden up those bold lines there to give it a bit of character. But yeah, I don't know why I'm looking down at that. You can't even see it, but yeah, there we go. So yeah, there is our Hagrid. We're going to go and set up in the art studio, and then you can follow along how I colour this in today. Ready for the giveaway next Saturday? All right, then I will see you over there and bring you coffee, obviously. Okay then, guys, so here we are in the art studio, and actually today I wanted to try just a little bit of a different setup. This setup will allow my microphone to be still attached, as I have got a specific phone holder that allows me to do that. With my previous one where we had that kind of top down bird's eye approach, it wouldn't allow me to connect the connector to my phone to allow my microphone to work. So we're just going to see how this format goes today, and again, please do leave comments down below. Was this actually quite a good perspective? Did you get a better idea of where my pencil was on the paper? And has it avoided that kind of like focusing and unfocusing that is often seen in some of my Let's Draws and Let's Colours? So yeah, I would love to know. Feedback is always really welcome. But anyway, guys, we're going to get straight onto it, and we're going to now start on the beard. But just before I get there, I'm just going to explain how I did the hair. So as you can see, I have already made some outlines with the beard here of Hagrid. Now those are lines that I'm looking to colour in, just random browns, not really a specific colour set, it's just a few random browns I would like to colour in each blob that I've made. And I've done that exact same effect around his hair. So what I would do is I would be just making a blob, all right, with my pencil, and then I would colour it in. A blob round here, and then I would colour it in. And again, just doing the same with different colours. That effect I'm also going to apply with the beard, and I'm sure you're going to do it now. I'm going to, what did I say there? I'm going to show you how it's done. That's what I want to say now on the beard. And it will just create a merge of colours, which is exactly what I was trying to go for, because that PS1 Hagrid is just a complete blob of browns and reds and, you know, like burgundy colours and stuff like that. So that is the effect I really wanted to try and get here. So I believe this was kind of the best effect you can do with some pencil colours. So here we go then. I've already drawn some blobs already, so I'm just going to now colour in those blobs that I've just made. All right, so I've obviously just got a blob around here, and I'm pressing fairly hard actually, guys. I do want that colour to shine through really neatly and nicely. Okay, and as you can see, this is the beard, but already it kind of like merges slightly in with Hagrid's hairline. And that's the exact effects that I want to actually do with this. So there we go. So that's blob number 1 done here. Okay, and again, I just kind of made some blobs around here as well. Forgive me if I do have to move Hagrid around a little bit, but you know, you kind of have to do that to get a good angle, don't you? And again, please do the same. You don't have to keep Hagrid in one specific line or area, you know, move the piece of paper around to get your best angle to help you. Yeah. Okay. You know, I might save that blob for a different color. And again, you get creative with that, you know, get some light browns in there, dark browns. You know, I even added, like I said, a bit of red burgundy as well. And we're just going to go around the nose there. What I would say is if you can, where you think there might be a little bit more of a darker area, then use a darker brown. Maybe try to avoid like a red or really light brown. Okay, lovely. Right then. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get another brown from that selection that I showed you at the start. I've got them all to one side, and I would advise doing that. I normally just keep my pencils off to one side so I know exactly which colours that I want. And then, ooh, let's go for, I want a really dark brown actually. Here we go. So I want this dark brown now, and again I'm just going to just create some random blobs, all right, around his beard. Okay, I did want that one to be quite brown, so I might even feed that one up there. Maybe a little bit dark around the chin line there, maybe feed that one up there. And yeah, maybe, I don't know, just blob around here a little bit around his nose. Yeah, just get really, really creative with it. And again, what you're going to do, those blobs that you've created, you are now just going to colour in. All right, as simple as that. Okay, lovely. So I believe you probably get the idea of that now. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go and cut the camera, as I like to say on this show. I'm going to complete Hagrid's beard just by colouring it in. And then we'll move on to Hagrid's actual face, which you should have already coloured in a peachy colour. Just get a base colour of peach on his head first. And then I'll show you how to, just add a bit of characteristics with pencil colour first before we then go on and add maybe some details with the thinner tips and liners. All right then, I will see you in a minute. All right then, and here we are. We have Hagrid now fully coloured with his hair and beard. I think that's looking really awesome, and I just love how all the colours kind of merge into one, which is exactly how it looked on that quite blocky and funny PlayStation 1 Hagrid we all love and know. Right then, guys, so now we're actually going to move on to Hagrid's actual kind of like face here that is hidden beneath all of those bushy hairs. So, like I said previously, we should have already coloured in the majority of his face in a peachy colour. All right, so now what we need to do is just get, I would say, a really light brown. And again, what you're going to do now is you're going to pretty much, again, go over that peachy colour all in one base layer. And I would maybe just avoid the cheeks because I do want to add some little rosy cheeks of Hagrid. Where there are features that may be a little bit darker, that's when you may need to press a little bit harder with your pencil. So I'll do an example now. So again, I would just like a nice, again, base colour all the way around Hagrid's head here. You're not pressing too hard. Again, it's just to give it a little extra added colour. All right. But what I would like, okay, is to maybe just go a little bit darker around those eyes and round that nose area. Okay, and that's when you can really start to see kind of those features come through. Definitely around the beard if we can, around those cheeks. Where the hairline meets, just go that little bit harder to just look as if, you know, there's a bit of a shadow there that is casting along that skin tone from behind the hair and beard. So you are just pressing a little bit harder there, okay, around those features, which I think will work really well. And yeah, just give it a bit of extra character. Okay, and obviously this side as well, go a little bit darker around that nose. Okay, yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, definitely really dark around those eyes. And that big kind of like intrusion around that nose, that upper nose there, which Hagrid has. All right, definitely around here where his nose comes into play. All right, and then of course around the lips and that chin area, of course there's going to be some shading there, so get that all nice and dark. All right, and again obviously, yeah, around those lips need to be nice and dark as well. Okay, so again, I'm just going to go away and do some of that in my own time. Just go nice and dark around those feature lines. But before we do that, I do want to add some red to those rosy cheeks. So I quite like that burgundy colour. So maybe we'll bring it back in again. And just subtly, just create a little bit of red around those cheeks a little bit. All right, and then again, you can go over that in another kind of peachy brown. We'll just get a little bit of tint on his cheeks. Try just doing a bit of a scribble. That's all it takes, just a little bit of a scribble. And then maybe on his nose as well. Yeah, that looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? There we go. Wow, okay, that's pretty cool. Right, well, there we go. Like I said, I'm just going to go away and do a little bit of that in my own time, just to really make it, yeah, how I want it to be. But obviously this is just a basic walkthrough there. So I will go away and do that in my own time. But that's just kind of how I would be very happy with that for you guys. So now what we're going to do is obviously get our tips, and I'll show you some tips and tricks with that. Obviously no pun intended. So here we go. Let's start with the brown then, why not? So you're going to get your thick liner now, all right? And Hagrid's a big old character, isn't he? Okay, so what I like to do with all of my art pieces is go round the perimeter of every black line you see in a matching colour or near enough. So the majority of Hagrid is brown. And like I said, he's a big, bold character, so we want a big, bold tip to go round those black lines. Obviously, you're not going over, it's where the black line meets the colour. Okay, so for example, I'm just going to take this line here, and again, I think the camera can pick that up quite nicely. And I'm just now going to follow the black line. All right, you may need to take off your hand if you need to adjust. But yeah, you might just want to touch it up slightly, but you're just going to now go around every single line that you can see. Okay. Just like that. I have to go really careful with my talking when I do this. So sorry, guys. But yeah, there we go. And instantly, that just makes Hagrid kind of like stand out from the paper, don't you think? And again, you're just going to do the whole Hagrid using that technique. And I would say even go around those kind of like squiggles that we've done, and then you may even want to add a few more. For example, you know, maybe just do a few little wiggles that kind of coincide with already the wiggles that you've already put in. So I think that will work quite nicely. Yeah, just to add a little bit more, maybe around his beard as well, because we haven't actually got too many squiggles yet. So, you know, you might want to add a few down here, potentially, just to give it a bit more flow in his beard. Right then, guys, so I'm going to go away and do that. I want you to do the same, and then we'll come back and we'll add a few more. Okay, lovely. We are so nearly there with this Hagrid, aren't we? Yeah, I think the brown lines have really worked and really made Hagrid pop now, which is really awesome. We do need to do the same now with his kind of peachy facial features, but what I would advise is maybe taking an orange for this one. For some reason, I think orange works really well to make skin tones pop, especially lighter skin tones. So that's what we're going to do now. And again, because Hagrid is a big kind of beefy character, we want these big bold lines. So we're going to use the thick tip and we're going to now go around that in orange. And again, you might even want to add a few little squiggles in orange around the hair, again, just to add a little bit extra. So this is exactly what we're going to do now. And again, I want you to do the same. So where the black line meets the skin tone, you're just going to get your thick orange and we're just now going to follow the perimeter of those lines. Okay, as simple as that. All right, and of course I want you to do the same. So yeah, we're just feeding that through now. All right, just where the black line meets the skin tone. And again, that will allow Hagrid to really pop and almost kind of give it that pop arty effect as well, which I always love. Okay, and again, just down here. Yeah, there we go. And of course, don't forget to do the mouth as well. All right, just like that. So again, going around the perimeter where that black line meets the skin tone. All right, just like that. Okay, and again, guys, I'm going to go and cut the camera. I'm going to go away and do that. I want you to do the same. And then hopefully we'll have a nice, Hagrid that's nearly there. We've just got a few more touches to do and then that will be it. Right then, guys, yeah, here we go. So we should have gone round Hagrid's kind of skin tone in that orange now. And then, yeah, we are really nearly there now, just finishing off with a few more touches. So I would like to get the red liner now. And where we have done those lovely rosy cheeks, I would like to kind of give it maybe a little bit of an anime style to it, where we're just going to feed some red lines, some red straight lines, in kind of all different directions. Yeah, just to emphasize there is a little bit of red there. All right. And again, just to kind of give it, I don't know, a bit of an anime effect as well. I don't know why. I just kind of get that vibe when I see these lines here. Yeah. And then maybe just a little bit on his nose, just coming off to the side here. Nice. Look at that. Yeah, just add a few little, I don't know, yeah, anime lines, I'm going to call them. And then, of course, you can just then finish off with the lips there. Just get Hagrid's lips all nice and red. And because it's such a thin line there, it might be a good idea to, yeah, just use the red liner to really make that red stand out. There we go. Wow, wow, wow. So there are just a few things you can add as well, guys, which are what I like to do. But again, you can go away in your own time and do that. So just now get your regular pencil that you would have used to draw Hagrid in pencil form, shall I say. And you can just start to add, again, a bit of shading here and there. So, I would recommend using that pencil to just go around the hairline, just to show that there is some shadowing there, because his hair is really thick and it would be casting quite a shadow along those features that aren't so prevalent. So just adding a little bit of that grey really helps with that effect. And I would advise just going around the whole of that. Okay, and again, I'm just rushing here a little bit, so I will take my time eventually. But yeah, I would just get a little bit of shading on the go with your pencil. I think that will work really well. All right, and again, just in his mouth, you know what? Yeah, just maybe give it a bit of a grey effect here. Yeah, so it's not as bright, if that makes sense. Yeah, okay, and then maybe just around the eyelids, make them a bit grey. Yeah, all right, okie dokie. Oh my God, well, yes, Yes, I am pretty happy with that. Yes, I might do a few little extras, but if you were just following along for just a basic colour and a basic Hagrid, then you should be really, really happy with that. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up today's video over in the main studio and, of course, open our Hagrid, well, I was about to say Hagrid Advent Calendar then. Not specifically a Hagrid calendar, but our Harry Potter Advent Calendar. I'll see you over there. And there we go. We have completed our PS1 Hagrid, baby. And oh my god, he's looking awesome. I am so happy with how that Hagrid came out. Yes, I probably will go away in my own time just to add a few little extra details there to really make him pop. For example, I might add a few, like I said earlier, anime lines. I do like to do that with the black liner, just where I think there might be even more shadowing, and I believe those lines work really well. But just as a nice basic Hagrid, I think that has worked wonderfully, and I hope you have followed along with that. Yes, for the giveaway, this will be mounted onto some awesome card, and of course I will sign it. And then, yes, next Saturday, I will pop all the names into a hat for those who had entered. And yeah, whoever I pull out will win this PlayStation 1 Hagrid. How exciting. And of course, details on how I get that to you will be there when we cross that bridge. It'll either be via TikTok or Discord where I'll contact you, and then we can discuss how we get that there, whether I post it or you have it digitally. But yeah, really awesome how that has come out. So thank you to everyone who has followed along, and also I believe everyone who gave me the idea to do that on our 300 sub. But yeah, really awesome. Really happy with how that has come out. But yes, guys, anyway, of course, we need to open our advent calendar today, and I believe we're on the 7th. So here we go. Whew. Now it is actually getting... Oh, yes, we're on the next row now, I believe. So, yeah, the camera still picks it up. We're good. Like I said, when we get further down, I'll have to move the camera down a little bit. But here we go. Number 7. Who is behind door number 7 today? Like I said, individually wrapped. So, here we go. Oh, and again, I do know who this is. It is one of the twins. Patel, is it? Or is that the last name? But anyway, yeah, I keep saying it. I do. Well, exactly. Well, to be fair, I can't remember the exact name of this character, but I'm sure David will be there to tell us. But I have actually known pretty much who is who at the moment. But I keep saying, honestly, there are some I'm still a bit unsure about. So yeah, when we get there, we get there. But there we go. We've got one of the twins. How lovely. And again, these are really awesome, really well made, really well put together. So yeah, there we go. That is behind door number 7 in our Harry Potter Funko Pop Advent Calendar, baby. And of course, I will pop her back in there. All right then. Well, there we go. Number 7 complete. We're cracking through December, aren't we? Oh my word. There we go. Okay then. And yes, guys, I do apologise. There is no TikTok live today. I am actually doing another charity run today. And yeah, it means I'm very, very busy. So I don't think I'll have time to get one in today. But of course, I'll be back on Monday morning like usual. Yeah. All right then, guys. Well, actually, I was about to end it then. But yes, obviously, we need to do comment of the day, don't we? And oh my gosh, you know what? I'm just going to pick one of the really awesome comments that have been put forward for our entry for the giveaway video. Yeah, just to have a little look at, I might put 2 in. I really like Tiger's comment because she kind of went into the reason why she liked Prisoner of Azkaban with the kind of like the film production side of things. So I thought that was a really interesting comment. So I love to put that one down. And I think maybe Amanda put a really lovely comment as well. So I'll probably pop those 2 at the end of this video. And yes, now I can say have a wonderful day, guys. That is me, the Artsy Gamer, over and out.